Cool. Wings of Steel, Parker and Leo. Leo, you came in from Sweden. You live there, now, or you just live in California?
So right now it's kind of like a part-time thing where pretty much for half of the year I'm back in Sweden, half of the year I'm here because of the whole visa situation. But we try and get as much shit done as we can when we're, on the same soil.
Right. What brought you to America?
So I moved out to America in 2018. And the reason for that was to study at Musicians Institute in Hollywood,
right.
Which is ultimately where me and Parker, linked up. So it all worked out really well.
Now, 2019, the band started. I guess you were just mutual friends and got together?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, we're both obviously, we're in the same school, and walking around in these, halls, I see Parker, and he's the only pretty, the only metal dude there except for me. So it was quite inevitable that we'd link up and form the band.
Right. Now, Parker, your first show was I guess at middle school?
Yeah. It was when I was 13 years old. Me and two other buddies I had at school, the only other people I could find that played instruments, I got together and we played a little song that I wrote for like a talent show.
Right, yeah.
That was oh man, wow. That was fun.
I read about that. Did Musician Institute really help you guys in making decisions and stuff like that? What did it bring to the table for you guys?
I think at the end of the day, the biggest takeaway that we got from going there was the experience of going there and meeting the people and getting to network. It's I think in terms of what you learn, you do get some good, totally useful skills in terms of both musically and business wise. But I think the real thing that's worth it is going there and you meet other people.
Is it true that you recorded this music in a bomb shelter?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. So little quick backstory on that. So my we're out here in Thousand Oaks, my parents' house, and about I think 15 years ago, about 2007, 2006, they dug out and redid the backyard.
Right.
And supposedly these houses in this track here were they were all built in the 60s during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Right.
And so a lot of them were built with bomb shelters. And apparently one of the previous owners had filled one in here.
Uh-huh.
So, they dug it out, they cleaned out all the dirt, they painted the walls this weird ass color, and now it's just, it was just sitting there for 15 years. And then fast forward 2020, me and Leo needed a place to record some stuff. So we kind of just, went down there and, treated the room so it wasn't too, you could record properly in there, and, the rest is history.
Right. How was the sound quality there?
Initially it was kind of shit, but after a couple of trips to Home Depot,
yeah, we got enough foam and treatment on the walls, so it's
Right. Wow. Is it true that after recording, you turned down some labels?
Yes. Not to name too many names, but there's been since the release of our EP, we've turned down several offers.
Right. By the way, I love the flamenco music that you added to the songs. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. A little essence of a little different flair to metal music. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. We come from different backgrounds, and obviously he's been playing flamenco and Spanish stuff like that. It's super cool.
Right.
And so when we put the pieces together, different backgrounds, you get uniquely the kind of sound that we're on right now.
Yeah, I mean to kind of add with that, we have a lot of influences, and we're not necessarily just saying, oh, we're just going to do this thing, or just going to we just say, all right, this is a cool section. What do we want to do? And that's what we end up with.
Leo, did you collect anything when you were over in Sweden or in your younger days?
Collect us in
anything, cards,
music,
anything.
Yeah, I was the biggest fan of like Pokemon when I grew up.
Uh-huh.
And so when I was 5 years old, uh, not to say that I collected cats or anything, but I got a cat. I named him Pikachu.
Uh-huh.
And I collected like Pokemon cards, fucking small like soccer players, miniatures, things,
Right.
and also records. And I'm still collecting records to this day.
How about you, Parker?
I mean, when I was a little kid, I was really into like skateboarding.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I didn't really collect a lot, but I collected a lot of injuries. That's that's fine.
But I see some Iron Maiden behind you on the walls and stuff like that. So
Yeah, got a couple little posters and old T-shirts and stuff like that.
yeah, that stuff's vintage now. Good collector items. Good money there. Yeah. And now, I heard your first debut show will be September 23rd at the Whiskey A Go Go. Is that true? And what can people expect?
That's right. So it is our first show as Wings of Steel. So I think we're going on a little bit earlier in the night. We're gonna be we got about 5 songs to play, and out of those 5 songs, one of them is a surprise. So
Can you tell me about the other members of the band?
So there's three other guys. We got a drummer, a bass player, and a rhythm guitarist. The drummer is actually, even though unfortunately he won't be able to make it with for the show, he's the guy who played drums on our EP. Actually, he's the guy who's also featured in our music video coming up here on Thursday. And then the bass player and the rhythm guitar player are bass player is Johnny, guitar player is Stefan, and we both met them also at Musicians Institute.
Cool. Now you're also working on a full-length release in 2023.
Yes, sir, we are indeed. So we're currently working on track number 7 now, and this is the 6th or 7th week of us writing for this album, I think. Mm-hmm. So we're pretty much keeping 1 week, 1 song so far. So we're hoping to get 10 new tracks, entirely new tracks for the upcoming full-length album.
Mm-hmm.
How do lyrics come to you? Tell me a little bit about the writing and stuff like that.
Yeah, so lyrics, it's usually we tend to for the most part write the music before the lyrical content comes to be. And usually, I tend to sit down, I close my eyes, I listen to the song, and whatever kind of feeling I get with it, that's kind of where it starts.
Right.
So, if there's something, troubling me or something I'm fucking stoked on or whatever it is, I try to write about that. But I also try and write lyrics in a way where you can interpret them in many different ways. So just as to what they are about,
right.
I'm not too keen on saying, because I want people to actually, make up their own minds what it's about, because that's ultimately what it is about.
When you go back to Sweden, do you get to catch any of the shows of other bands there?
Yeah, so we actually went to Sweden together not too long ago, and we caught Whitesnake performing with Europe, and then we actually went over to Germany and caught Iron Maiden as well. So. For the most part, when I'm back in Sweden, I try to, raise some cash so we can invest further in the band.
Right.
But yeah, if there's a show nearby, then I try to be there.
Right. I feel Sweden is probably the best place for music for the last couple of years. I mean, all my favorite bands are from Sweden, from Crash Diet to Crazy Licks to Heat. Now you guys, so I love your material. It's really outstanding. And even on YouTube, I'm reading the comments, it says masterpiece, everything else. So, you guys are headed in the right direction. Now your EP has 5 tracks, right?
That's right.
It starts off with Storm Child, which is a hard-hitting song. Really good. I enjoyed it. Was that difficult to write, or any problems with it, or it just flowed really easy?
So Storm Child, that's actually one of the first songs we ever wrote together.
We wrote that back in early 2020.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's actually an older one.
Yeah, and then we kind of revised it a little bit. We made some changes, you know, vocally and instrumentally, structurally, and yeah, no, that one's been on the table for a while actually. So that's like a product of us just getting together, and that's one of the first like 3 songs that came out, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. You know, it's got a good solid riff, you know, a huge chorus, interesting solo section. You know, I mean it's a fun one.
Oh, cool. Now, Wings of Steel is the title track. I mean, that's another hard-hitting, great tune too, with some amazing guitar, Parker. Really enjoyed it. All the songs got great guitar, but great vocals. I mean, there's really no downfall in any of the tracks. I mean, you got Rhythm of Desire with you know, melodic vocals, and you know, every song is really good. You know. Did you think about adding extra tracks to this EP, or you wanted to settle on 5?
Well, we actually, up to the point when we released the EP, we have a whole, what was it, 8, 9, 10 other songs that we didn't release.
Right.
So I think the idea is that we wanted to just put out, you know, 5 really good tracks just as a first thing to kind of establish an audience, and then after the fact put out a full album, so that if you're going to put, you know, however 8, 10, however many songs out there, it's going to be, you know, that there's going to be an audience to receive it.
Right. Have endorsements started flowing in yet?
You got any for us?
No, you guys need it. You know,
no, we totally do. So if anyone's out there listening, we definitely all for it. But no, so far, honestly, not too many. But that said, you know, that being said, we've only been at this pretty much since our release, which was back in March. So it hasn't been too long yet.
Parker, when you go to pick out a new guitar, is there anything specific that you look for or want?
Okay. There's 3 important things when purchasing a guitar. Does it look good? Does it sound good? Does it feel good? As long as those 3 boxes are checked for me,
right,
that's what I'm looking for. But
they tend to be blue.
Yeah, they tend to be blue. I can well, yeah, I got a few blue ones. They're pretty much all blue. But
that's cool. Are you guys ready to give out a lot of autographs and stuff like that and be available to the public?
Yeah, so actually since Leo's been here with me and or back here in the US since early July, all the CDs, like, I mean, it's probably like, you know, one in 3 or 1 in 4 of every CD that we sell, you know, they want us to sign it. So we've been doing that, and that's I think that's so cool that, you know, people are like, yeah, let's get your signature.
Yeah, no, that is super cool, and be able to follow up with that, you know, that's the cool thing about being here too. It's easier to reach out to your immediate audience.
You guys have any goal in mind after the release? After you play your live show?
Well, yeah, live show's coming up. Obviously, we're tracking the songs for the full length, and that we will try to have that out by sometime next summer,
right?
And then follow that up with you know, shows, probably a tour.
Yeah, that's basically you know, the goal is get the album done and then go out there and play more shows. You know, we'd like to do some stuff here in the U.S. and you know, we'd like to do some stuff over in Europe too, because our audience is pretty much 50-50.
Right.
But you know, we don't have anything confirmed yet. We're still working out a lot of the logistics. So, but that's the goal. And
since we're not with a label or anything, we're doing everything by ourselves, so obviously you got to consider all aspects of it. So it's kind of hard to just, you know, go on tour. But we are already planning for things like that to happen. So
cool. Is there any particular band that you would like to go out with?
I mean, I think that's really just a matter of what opportunities kind of pop up. I think there's a lot of different bands that we can kind of we can fit on a bill with.
Right.
But yeah, it's really just we have to wait and see who's out there, and it might be someone bigger, it might be somebody more underground. We don't know yet, but Either way, it'll be a good time.
I know we're doing an interview about Wings of Steel right now, but I'd like to ask you, what band would you like to see us play with if you could pick one?
Well, definitely not Ingve because he got an attitude, but yeah, and Parker's a killer guitar player, so I don't want no conflict here, Yeah, maybe Maiden. They got good guitars, good vocals, stuff like that. Your vocals remind me of a New York band called Hitman. You probably never heard of them, but they're an excellent band. Back in the day and stuff like that. They're good band. You sound kind of like them, but I really like Parker's guitar player, and your vocals are excellent too. But I would think Iron Maiden would be a perfect fit. It would be nice going out with Kiss. That would be something.
I would be completely fine with either one of those bands.
Yeah. Oh well. Tell me a little bit about the album cover. How did you come up with it?
Oh yes, the album cover. Yeah, you want to take one?
So I mean, it was pretty straightforward, really. Me and Leo were, we were finishing up all the recording and production for this thing. We're like, all right, we need a cover. So we looked around, and we actually we came across a tattoo artist by the name of Spencer Caligari or whatever. He's here out in Thousand Oaks. But so me and Leo were kind of just like, all right, what would be a cool album cover, right? And the first thing that comes to our mind, it's like, all right, you got the horses, with the steel wings, and you got the desert and some lightning, wings of steel. Boom, no bullshit. And so we sketched it out on a little, Post-it or whatever.
Do you have that thing here?
Dude.
You can show it for the camera, dude. It's fucking hilarious. Just to see what he was able to make of it.
So this is the first draft here. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So this is drawn by me, and then then that's what we ended up with. That's we told Spencer, the artist, what we were going for, and he's like, all right, I got it, and then sent us that, and I was like, boom, perfect.
Wow. So Leo, what's a typical day for you from when you wake up until you go to bed?
Wake up, and like Parker said once, when we're not writing the metal, we're lifting it. So we tend to hit the gym. We come back for, a quick snack. We get writing on music, or
whatever else
is on the agenda. Have some good food because we love food. Go to bed, do it all over again, man. Living the life.
What's your favorite food, Leo?
I love Mexican food, man. That's why it's so awesome being out here in California, dude.
How about you, Parker?
Steak with béarnaise sauce and potatoes. There's a lot of great food,
right?
But I think right now that's probably what I'm digging the most.
Would you ever think about going to a label, or are you really happy with doing everything in-house?
We're always happy, we're always open to hear labels out for sure, because we do believe that somewhere out there is a deal which we could agree to, but it's got to work out in our favor, and from what we've read so far, it's too far out.
I think the biggest thing is that we don't want somebody else dictating our creative vision.
Right.
At the end of the day, part of what makes our music what it is that we just, whatever we're feeling, we fucking write it. And that's, that's part of the joy of writing music.
Right.
And, I know you hear all the stories of, bands, they want to go in this direction. The label says, no, you do this. And, they're taking control of all that. So, I understand it from the label's perspective too, but I think at the end of the day, if we're going to get in bed with that, we need to make sure that there's a clear understanding in that it's not, it's going to be something that respects our creative vision and is,
And also it comes down to ownership as well. Because I mean, these songs, there are, our small fucking steel wing ponies. So we don't want to just give them up. We worked very hard for them.
Yeah.
Do you have any merchandise yet available?
Yes. So we, all of our merch right now is on a site called Redbubble, and it's print to order, which is basically when you go and order it, it's printed from them. We don't have to warehouse it, because right now, limited budget, it's kind of hard for us to warehouse all that stuff. But
Right.
on the Redbubble, it's, you know, T-shirts and you know, posters and hats and all sorts of stuff.
Fucking duffel bags and mugs and clocks and shit. It's cool.
It's really cool. And then of course we have our CDs available on Bandcamp.
Where can people get in contact with you or get to talk to you or whatever? Networking?
So I think the best way to reach out is to probably message us on our Facebook, or message us Facebook, Instagram, or you can send us an email, and yeah.
Instagram's Wings of Steel Band, right?
Yeah, Instagram is Wings of Steel Band. Facebook is official Wings of Steel.
Yeah.
And then our email is wxsofficial@wingsofsteelband.com.
Parker, do you have a custom guitar pick yet?
No, I do not.
I was offered that about
big.
like a week ago.
Yeah, talking about merchandise, I think that's pretty high on the priority list. It's gonna,
Definitely.
For this show, he'll probably have it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of collectors out there that are going to be dying for a pick. You know, and definitely, you know.
I mean, this is what I use right now. You know, just these little, but they're just kind of black. They're not very exciting. I could probably get one with like the horse on it or something.
Yeah, cool. Definitely cool. Well, congratulations, you guys. I wish you the best. I love the CD. Everybody else seems like they love the CD. I can't wait for your live show and hear reviews about it and stuff like that. Once again, thanks very much. I appreciate your time. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there in conclusion?
I mean, a big, huge fucking thank you to everyone who has supported us. And like you said, going through the comments and everything, it's all just super, it's a humbling experience, you know. This is what we pour our hearts and souls into. And so to get that, you know, feedback and to feel like we are connected with the people listening to our music is great. So we love reading all the messages, comments, and we try and reach out as much as we can to all the fans around the world. So yeah, you know, stay tuned for the music video coming up this Thursday,
September 1st.
That's right.
Parker, you have anything to say to the fans out there?
I mean, man, he summed it up so good, but it's just thank you, peace, love, and heavy metal, man.
Thanks a lot. See you guys later. Thank you.
Have a good one, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye.